drones are small remote-controlled aircraft you can pilot yourself. There are many kinds of drones you can build and operate, but a simple quadcopter is the easiest to build and control for beginners. A simple drone is a great way to get started learning about how they work and practice piloting them before moving up to more expensive and complex platforms. Building the base of the drone. Image titled Make a Drone Step 1. Find a quadcopter design in a book or online for reference. There are many websites and books devoted specifically to building your own drone. The most common kind of home-built drone tends to start with an X shape that allows you to mount 4 rotors, called a quadcopter. This design is easy to build and is used even on high-end drones. Having a design to follow will help make it easier to decide where best to place each component. Once you've finished a quadcopter drone, you can try larger designs that incorporate more motors to carry more equipment like cameras. Many drone designs are available for free online if you search DIY drone design. Make a frame for the drone out of metal, plastic, or wood. Begin constructing your frame using the material of your choice. Model plastic, balsa wood, or thin metal, thinner than 0.25 inches, 0.64 centimeters, are best. For a simple quadcopter design, lay one 12 (30 centimeters) long piece of wood, plastic or light metal across another, so it creates an X shape with 90-degree angles. Each extending arm of the drone frame should reach toward what would be the corner of a perfect square you could draw around the frame. Choose a frame material that is at least 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters, wide to support mounting your engines. 1. You can purchase model plastic, thin metal, or balsa wood at most hobby or model stores. You can also find these materials at drone retailers or on websites like Amazon. Use glue or duct tape to secure the 2 pieces of your frame together. Don't move on to the next step until the pieces of the frame are secure and any glue you've used has dried. Purchase motors, propellers, and other electronics from a drone retailer. There are some components of your drone that can't be built from scratch, so you'll need to purchase them. If there is no drone retailer nearby, many hobby stores that carry model rockets and or/C airplanes will carry them, too. You will need to purchase speed controllers, a power distribution board, and a flight controller along with the motors and propellers. Note that most modern flight controller comes integrated with power distribution board. If you have trouble finding the parts you need, many drone-specific online retailers, as well as large retailers like Amazon, carry these parts. Drone engines should be rated to produce a total of twice as much thrust as the drone weighs. If your quadcopter will weigh 800 grams, 28 ounces, each engine should produce 400 grams, 14 ounces, so the combined total amount of thrust will equal 1,600 grams, 56 ounces. Make sure the speed controller current rating is higher than that of your motor. You can often buy these components in bundles. Drill holes in the frame to support the motors. Most motors mount using anywhere from 2 to 4 screws. Place one motor at the end of one of the drone's extended arms and make marks where the holes need to be drilled. Then use those holes to guide you when using the drill. If you are using self-setting wood screws on a wood or plastic frame, drill the holes smaller than the diameter of the screws so they can work as a guide. If you are using metal, drill holes of the same diameter of the mounting bolts you'll use. You will then need to use nuts on the underside of the bolts to secure them in place. Cut 4.5 (1.3 centimeters) rings from a 4 (10 centimeters) PVC pipe to make landing gear. Lay the pipe on its side and mark it where you'll make your cut. Then use a saw to cut all 4 sections, so you're left with 4 plastic rings made of PVC pipe. These 4 rings will serve as lightweight landing gear for your drone. The cuts don't have to be perfect as long as the rings are thick enough to be sturdy, but the better the finish on your cuts, the better the drone will look. Stand the landing gear rings on their side and attach them with duct tape. Place 1 ring on its side beneath each arm of the drone's frame, then use thin strips of duct tape to secure the rings to the arms. The drone will now stand on its own on your table. You can use glue instead of tape, but make sure it's completely dry before moving on. Keep the rings in the middle of the arms so they don't interfere with the placement of your motors or other components.